Everyone's moving somewhere. I just didn't notice when I stopped. I see people chasing mornings, new plans, new names, new light. They talk about the future like it's already in sight. And nod along, I smile softly, like I'm part of the race. But my heart is still unpacking from a different place. I don't envy where they're going, I just wonder where I paused. I fell behind, not because I'm weak, but because I stay longer with the things I feel deeply. I fell behind while the world moved fast. I was still carrying pieces of a love that didn't last. I fell behind, and I feel it tonight. Everyone's running forward, I'm learning how to walk right. You look like you figured it out, like the past fits in your hand. I'm still learning how to breathe without rewriting what we had. They say time heals everything, but no one says how slow. And your heart refuses shortcuts and wants to feel before it goes. I don't regret the way I loved, I just didn't know the cost. I fell behind, watching you shine, while I was still asking questions I didn't get to ask in time. I fell behind, trying not to rush, because healing felt dishonest if I didn't feel it all at once. I fell behind, but I stayed true. I didn't abandon my heart just to catch up with you. Some days I wake up hopeful, some days I feel late, like life moved the finish line while I learned how to wait. I scroll through lives in motion, careers, love, success, and I wonder if slowing down means I'm less. Why does moving slowly feel like I'm doing it wrong? Why does patience sound like failure in a world that moves on? I didn't stop, I just felt. I'm learning that growth isn't loud and healing doesn't race. Some things take time because they mattered in the first place. I'm not lost, I'm processing. I'm not weak, I'm aware. I didn't fall behind, I stayed where I cared. Maybe the ones who rush ahead miss what they don't face. Maybe walking slowly is a kind of grace. Maybe arriving later still counts. I fell behind, but I didn't disappear. I stayed present with my pain until it softened here. I fell behind, but I didn't disappear. I stayed present with my pain the bravest thing in me. I'm not late, I'm on time for me. Beating disappear. I didn't fade away. I was still here, even when you weren't looking. You closed the door so quietly, I didn't hear it shut. One day we were everything, the next day just enough. You said you needed space to breathe, said love felt heavy now. But I stayed where we left things, trying to understand how. You walked forward, I stood still, not because I couldn't move, but because I was still feeling. I was still here when you let go, still loving the pieces you didn't want anymore. I was still here, learning how to stand while you were already gone, holding someone else's hand. I was still here, trying to heal from a love you already finished, but I was still real. I replayed every conversation, looking for a sign, something I missed, something that crossed your mind. I blame myself for staying soft, for loving without fear, like tenderness was the reason you disappeared. I didn't chase, I didn't beg, I just stayed with what we had left. I was still here when the silence grew, still answering questions you never knew. I was still here while your life moved fast, trying to survive the present while you erased the past. I was still here, holding truth while you moved on, like love never bruised. People told me time will fix this, like pain follows rules. The time just showed me how deep I loved you. I wasn't weak for staying, I wasn't wrong for caring, I just believed in something you were done repairing. Why does staying feel like failure when leaving gets applause? Why does loving longer feel like breaking laws? I didn't lose myself, I stayed honest. I'm learning not to compare my healing to the way you shine. Some people survive by moving on, some survive by taking time. I don't need you to look back, I don't need regret, I just need to finish grieving what we never met. Maybe staying didn't delay me, maybe it taught me how to feel. Maybe honoring my heart is the most real. I was still here, and that's okay. It means I love deeply in my own way. I was still here, and someday soon I'll move Now I'm slowly moving. I didn't disappear. I didn't fade away. I was still here, even when you weren't looking. You closed the door so quietly, I didn't hear it shut. One day we were everything, the next day just enough. You said you needed space to breathe, said love felt heavy now. But I stayed where we left things, trying to understand how. You walked forward, I stood still, not because I couldn't move, but because I was still feeling. I was still here when you let go, still loving the pieces that didn't want anymore. I was still here, learning how to stand while you were already gone, holding someone else's hand. I was still here, trying to heal from a love you already finished, but I was still real. I replayed every conversation, looking for a sign, something I missed, something that crossed your mind. I blame myself for staying soft, for loving without fear. Our tenderness was the reason you disappeared. I didn't chase, I didn't neglect, I just stayed with what we had left. I was still here when the silence grew, still answering questions you never knew. I was still here while your life moved fast, trying to just survive, be present while you erase the past. I was still here, holding tree while you moved on, like love never bruised. People tell me time will fix this, like they followed rules, but time has shown me how deep I love you. I wasn't weak for staying, I wasn't wrong for care. I just believed there's something you would die repairing. Hard to stay and feel like failure, and even gets applause. Hard as loving longer, feel like breaking laws. I didn't lose myself, I stayed honest. I'm learning not to compare my healing to the way you shine. Some people survive by moving on, some survive by taking time. I don't need you to look back, I don't need regret, I just need to finish grieving what we never made. Maybe staying didn't delay me, maybe it taught me how to feel, maybe honoring my heart is the most real. I was still here something to blame. I was still here. Now I'm slowly moving. I didn't expect forever, but I didn't expect this. Not so fast, not so easy. I heard you weren't alone anymore. Didn't think it'd be this soon. Your laugh sounds lighter in her pictures, like love found a new tune. I zoomed in way too close, trying to see what changed, what she has that I don't. What made you rearrange? I told myself not to compare, but the question still appears. Was I replaced too easily? Like I never mattered at all? Like love was just a placeholder until something new could call? Was I replaced too easily? Did you forget my name? Or did you just get tired of loving someone who stayed the same? Was I replaced too easily? Because it feels that way tonight. I replay every version of me, trying to find the flaw. Was I too quiet, too honest? Did I give you more than you asked for? I remember the nights you needed me, when life felt too loud. Funny how I was enough then, but not enough now. I don't wanna hate her, I just wanna understand. Was I replaced too easily? Like love was disposable, like everything we built was replaceable. Was I replaced too easily? Did my absence hurt at all? Or did you just step forward and never look back at what we lost? Was I replaced too easily? Because it shatters something deep. People say it's not about you, but it feels personal when someone replaces your place, like you were optional. I try to remind myself that rushing isn't healing, that filling space isn't love. It's just running from feeling. Maybe you didn't replace me. Maybe you replaced the silence. Maybe being alone scared you more than losing me. I stayed and felt everything. You left and found relief. I'm learning that being replaced fast doesn't mean I was small. It means I was real enough to leave a space at all. Death doesn't move quickly, love doesn't erase what you replace overnight you never really faced. Maybe I wasn't easy, maybe I asked you to feel. Maybe that's why you ran towards something less real. And maybe that says nothing about my worth. I was replaced too easily, but I won't replace myself. I won't shrink my heart for someone else. I was replaced too but I know what I gave was true. And someday someone will choose me the way I once chose you. Not too much, not too slow, just real. I didn't expect forever, but I didn't expect this. Not so fast, not so easy. I heard you weren't alone anymore, didn't think it'd be this soon. Your laugh sounds lighter in her pictures, like love found a new tune. I zoomed in way too close, trying to see what changed, what she has that I don't. What made you rearrange? I told myself not to compare, but the question still appears. Was I replaced too easily? Like I never mattered at all? Like love was just a placeholder until something new could call? Was I replaced too easily? Did you forget my name? Or did you just get tired of loving someone who stayed the same? Was I replaced too easily? Because it feels that way tonight. I replay every version of me, trying to find the flaw. Was I too quiet, too honest? Did I give you more than you asked for? I remember the nights you needed me when life felt too loud. Funny how I was enough then, but not enough now. I don't wanna hate her, I just want to understand. Was I replaced too easily? Like love was disposable, like everything we built was replaceable. Was I replaced too easily? Did my absence hurt at all? Or did you just step forward and never look back at what we lost? Was I replaced too easily? Because it shatters something deep. People say it's not about you, but it feels personal when someone replaces your place like you were optional. I try to remind myself that rushing isn't healing, that filling space isn't love, it's just running from feeling. Maybe you didn't replace me. Maybe you replaced the silence. Maybe being alone scared you more than losing me. I stayed and felt everything you left and found relief. On. I'm learning that being replaced fast doesn't mean I was small. It means I was real enough to leave a space at all. Death doesn't move quickly, love doesn't erase what you replace overnight. You never really faced. Maybe I wasn't easy, maybe I about my worth. I was replaced too easily, but I won't replace myself. I won't shrink my heart for someone else. I was replaced too easily, and that still hurts today. But love that's rushed doesn't mean love that stayed. I was replaced too easily, but I know what I gave was true, and someday someone will choose me the way I once chose you. Not too much, not too slow, just real. I didn't expect it to hurt like this. Not seeing you gone, but seeing you happy. I saw you smile from far away. Didn't mean to look that on. It wasn't forced, it wasn't polite. It looked like you belonged. You were laughing like the past never weighed you down, like love never left a bruise, like heartbreak never made a sound. I told myself to be mature, to wish you well and move along, but something in my chest collapsed when I saw you smiling on. Watching you smile like nothing ever broke, like loving me was just a story you already closed. Watching you smile like your heart feels light, while I'm still learning how to sleep through lonely nights. Watching you smile is harder than goodbye, because it proves you're okay, and I'm still trying. People say that I should be proud that I loved you enough to let go. But loving someone doesn't turn off pain, it just teaches it to stay low. I didn't want you to suffer, I never wished you regret, but I didn't know your happiness would be the part I couldn't forget. I smiled back like I was fine, like my heart didn't crack in time. Watching you smile like I was never home, like I didn't hold you together when you felt alone. Watching you smile like you're finally free, while I'm counting pieces of who you'd be. Watching you smile still lingers tonight, because loving you didn't end, it just lost the light. I wonder if you ever think about the nights we stayed away, or if your memories feel softer now, but someone else replaced my place. I don't want you to feel guilty, I don't want you to look back. I just wish my healing moved as fast. Why does letting you still feel honest when letting go feels like pretending? I'm not angry, I'm just tired. hope you're happy. I just hope one day I am too. I wasn't looking for you, but there you were, and you looked happy. I saw you from across the room, didn't think you'd see me too. You looked lighter than I remembered, like the weight finally left you. Your laugh sounded unfamiliar, like it didn't belong to our past. It didn't break me like I thought it would. It just made my chest go quiet. I didn't turn away, I didn't hide, I just stood there watching time. You look happy, and I mean that honestly. I don't wish you back, I don't wish you misery. You look happy, like your heart finally rests, and a part of me is glad for you, even if the rest still hurts. You look happy, and I'm trying to be too. People say that this is progress, that loving someone means letting go, but nobody talks about how strange it feels to see the proof so close. I memorized your sadness once, knew every crack in your voice. Now I'm learning how to unlearn being your choice. I didn't lose control, I didn't cry, I just felt something pass me by. You look happy, like you found your way, like loving me was just a stop, not a place you stayed. You look happy, and I don't blame you, I just wish my healing moved like you do. You look happy, and I'm standing still, learning how to accept what I can't change or feel. I wonder if you ever think about the nights we stayed awake, or if your memories have softened now since someone else took my place. I don't want answers, I don't want truth, I just want peace and seeing you. Why does happiness on your face feel heavier than your goodbye? Why does closure come in moments I didn't ask to find? I don't wanna resent you, I just need time. I'm learning that wishing you well doesn't mean I am healed. It just means my heart is still kind and real. I can hold two truths at once, be happy that you're okay, and still grieve the love that went away. Maybe one day I'll look like that light, open, free, and someone will wonder if I ever loved deeply. They won't know what it took. You look happy, and I let that be. because I forgot you, but because I finally choose me. You looked happy, and I kept breathing. There's no message coming, no sign to follow, just me and the work I still have to do. I wake up in rooms that don't know my name, no echoes of who I used to be. I make my coffee, I open the blinds, pretend routine is stability. I don't fall apart like I did before. I don't call anyone late at night, but being strong in silence doesn't mean I'm alright. I don't need saving, I just need time. I'm still healing alone, no hands to hold me through, just quiet mornings and learning what to do. I'm still healing alone with no one watching me, no applause for surviving, just small honesty. I'm still healing alone, and it's harder than it seems. Everyone says you're doing great because I don't talk about the pain. They think healing looks like smiling or not saying your name, but grief doesn't always cry out loud. Sometimes it just learns to live. Sometimes healing is waking up and still choosing to give. I don't miss the chaos, I miss being known. I'm still healing alone in ways that no one sees, carrying conversations I never got to finish. I'm still healing alone, not lost, not weak, just learning how to breathe again at my own speed. I'm still healing alone, and I haven't given up. I watch people fall in love again like it's easy to restart. I smile and mean it halfway while protecting my heart. I don't blame myself anymore for needing more time. Some wounds close slowly because they mattered in their prime. Why does healing alone feel invisible? Why does surviving quietly feel forgettable? I'm not asking to be seen, I just wanna feel whole. I'm learning how to sit with myself without needing distraction. Learning that loneliness isn't a flaw, it's a transition. I'm building something steady out of patience and truth. I'm not rushing to be ready, I'm becoming someone new. Maybe this is where strength grows, quiet and real. I'm still healing alone, and that's okay. I don't need a shortcut, I don't need to be brave. I'm still healing alone, but I'm not empty inside. I'm learning how to stay with myself without running or hiding. I'm still healing alone, and I trust where I'm going. Still healing, still here, still healing, still healing. Used to wait for answers, like they'd arrive someday. But silence has a way of becoming the answer. I thought time would bring explanations, that distance would soften the truth. I thought one day you'd reach out and tell me what I meant to you. I rehearsed what I'd say back then, if you ever asked to explain. But the question stayed with me, and your silence stayed the same. I didn't get a reason, I didn't get a sign, just the quiet understanding that some things stay undefined. I was left with questions and no one to ask, left with conversations that never happened back. I was left with questions like, was I enough? Like, did I imagine love? I was left with questions, and I'm learning how to live without the answers now. People say closure comes from within, like it's easy to do. But some endings leave a space that no self-help truth fills through. I wanted clarity, not comfort. I wanted honesty, not blame. But sometimes the truth is no one explains. I stopped asking why when it started hurting less. I was left with questions that echo at night, like did you ever love me, or did you just need the time? I was left with questions that never got named, but I don't carry them angrily, I carry them changed. I was left with questions, and I didn't Why do we believe peace needs permission? Maybe closure is staying when nothing is returned. Fine, I'm learning that not knowing is still a kind of truth. That unanswered questions don't erase what I went through. I don't blame myself anymore for needing more than silence. I just learned some people leave without guidance. Maybe love wasn't the problem. Maybe timing wasn't kind. Maybe we weren't meant to finish in the same state of mind. Maybe not knowing is where I grow. I was left with questions, but I kept my heart. I didn't turn bitter, I didn't fall apart. I was left with questions, and I choose release. I don't need the answers to finally find peace. I was left with questions, and now I see the closure I was waiting for was already in me. I don't need to know to move forward. I heard your name today, not from you, from someone else, and somehow that made it real. I saw your face in a picture, smiling like nothing broke, like the past was just a season you quietly outgrew. I stared longer than I should've, tried to understand how someone can move forward while I'm still where we end. I didn't reach out, I didn't cry, I just felt something sink inside. And they moved on, like love didn't leave a mark, like I wasn't part of their heart. And they moved on, and I stayed here learning how to breathe without us now. They moved on, and I'm still standing in between who I was and who I'm trying to be. People tell me I should be happy that you found your way, but they don't see the nights I spend replaying every day. I don't hate you for the ending, I don't wish you pain. I just didn't know healing would feel like being late. Everyone has a timeline, mine just moves slow. And they moved on, like it was easy to forget all the promises we said. And they moved on, like I didn't matter then, like I was just a lesson. They moved on, and I'm proud I didn't break, but surviving still aches. I wonder if you ever pause, or if your heart feels light. If loving me was just a moment you outgrew overnight. I try not to compare my healing to the way you graceful on you. Why to stay and feel like failure when I'm doing my best to? I'm not weak, I'm just still here. I'm learning that closure doesn't come from their regret. Sometimes it's just waking up and choosing to exist. I don't need you to come back, I don't need apologies. I just need time to catch up with me. Maybe healing isn't a race, maybe pain doesn't mean I lost. Maybe staying with my feelings is the highest cost, but also the deepest courage. They moved on and that's their truth. It doesn't erase what we went through. They moved on and I'm still here, learning how to live with what's real. They moved on, and someday I will too. But right now I'm honoring what loving you did to me. And then